And we are recording. Welcome to the Game Chaps Podcast.
Thanks, Jamie.
With Robin, Bindy, and Jamie.
That's right.
We're here to chat about all sorts of gaming-related things. And on this week's episode, I posed the question, which gaming... I propose, which gaming ability would you most like to have? This is a very broad stroke question, I feel. It's, it doesn't necessarily need to be, when you think of like superhero powers and like, I want to have, flight or invisibility, but there's so many gaming mechanics, naturally built into games, which maybe we take for granted and think, if we could do that in real life, that would be sweet as. And you don't think about it in the same way as like, oh yeah, I want all this massive destructive power. So it's got a nice kind of range. It can still be that. And I think I myself have answers that kind of range between specific examples and just general gaming things. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to know what you guys would like to have in real life.
I'm going to start this off by talking about Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Okay.
Because this isn't my actual choice, but I wanted to reference it because I was talking to Nick about this last night. And we were looking at spells.
Shout out Nick Morrison.
We were looking at the spell list for choosing spells. And there's a spell called Jump where you can triple the distance of your jump.
Wow.
And I thought... that in real life would be wank because I cannot jump for shit.
I was about to say, give me a real world application.
That's what I'm saying.
Taking something off the high shelf at Sainsbury's.
A lot.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
I can't jump more than about 2 feet.
Okay, well maybe
tops.
that's you personally.
So you can now jump 6 foot. Is that not an enhancement to your life?
Yeah, but not by much. Like it's not like you can automatically jump 20 feet, so you can jump onto buildings or something.
Wow.
I can't do that.
I feel if you could jump 6 foot, you could be like an Olympic athlete.
Well, yeah, but I don't want that in my life. Imagine how annoying, how much the other athletes would hate me. I come in, I don't do any training. I'm incredibly
milkshake and a cheeseburger, and then you just jump
from standing, and I get more or less the same as the guys who spent years training.
Bear in mind, if you trained even the slightest bit, and you reckon you can jump 2 foot, if you trained to jump like 3 or 4 foot, you would be like Olympic world champion for the next 100 years until evolution tries to catch up with your freakish powers.
But my point is that tripling your jump doesn't sound great to me as a normal human being.
So why have you brought this up as a
just for fun? Anyway, my actual first choice.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
You just wanted to shit on that idea.
Yeah, my podcast has been hijacked. It's not much more civilized.
I was thinking generally about jumping in terms of like Mario. He's not like he's almost a superhero, but his only real power is jumping.
Yeah, but his triple jump, if you think hop, hop,
is crazy,
is stupidly high, isn't it?
But
that's not your.
That's not my choice either. But that's how I got onto there. I would like to pick the Ocarina of Time because it covers a lot of things, right? Yeah. Obviously, you can do some fun things messing around with time. Oh, I did something really embarrassing today. Let's just redo the day.
I'll just go back to when I was a kid.
Yeah. Let's just rewind to 3 days ago. Or, this is going to be a really tedious afternoon. Let's play the Song of Double Time.
Yes, oh my god, yeah, because you've got the power to, over many iterations, to go back in time, slow down time, speed up time.
Yeah. You can teleport to places as long as you know its theme song. So, which
I'm
means
going to play the theme of Uganda.
I'm going to play Requiem of My House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of that.
Gonna play Tokyo Trouble.
How do you learn those things though? How do you find those things out?
I think you just need to go and stand on like a special plinth.
So, sorry, does it work by playing the national anthem?
Probably. Yeah, I don't see why not.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, you play you play that.
Oh shit, I'm in Washington, no!
Exactly.
I'm meant to be in Zimbabwe.
I wanted to go to Zimbabwe.
You can summon horses.
Fair enough.
You get quite a lot of power.
That is
You get a
in
lot
the
for
spirit
that.
of the question. That has got a great range.
And obviously it's a singular item. It's not like an innate ability. So if I lose it, which I probably will,
Yeah, that's true.
then that's it. I'm done.
Robin goes to the pub, keeps constantly rewinding in time, so he only ever has to buy one pint.
Yeah.
But he still keeps getting so drunk that, seven
And
seven pints in, and he's rewound to the point where they first walk to the pub. He drops the ocarina and he's just lost it. It's some gutter in Bristol.
I didn't bother
no one
to
will ever find it.
work out how I was going to get home because I could assume I was just going to play my house song.
And you forgot it and ended up
What would your house
like
song
the
be?
United Nations.
Do your house song.
My house song goes like this. Time to be in my house.
Do you have to sing that last bit?
What's playing
Maybe I get a friend to sing the lyrics.
But yeah, okay, fair enough.
So
Yeah,
you
I like that.
can only try and okay.
That's kind of related to one of the ones I considered as well,
Yeah.
which is essentially just one aspect of that. The ability she has in Life is Strange. Like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
that didn't go very well. Just rewind that, try that again. Keep messing around a little bit until I get it the way I want it.
Literally just the rewind and play.
But actually, I think that would end up being very
ability.
stressful, and you wouldn't enjoy life that way. So I decided against that one.
I feel like that's the kind of... If you had that ability, that's how you become a supervillain.
Yeah, that's how you
Because
become
you,
crazy.
Because you live long enough to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
and trying to make everything perfect.
Exactly. Like, nothing feels real because you always feel like you could always go
Do
back
better.
and change it.
That's
Yeah.
scary.
But
you
also
can never truly live in the
Pretty
moment.
cool.
No.
Think about how many butts you
that
can
is
honk.
not your superpower.
No. It's not even really a superpower. It's just...
A video game ability.
Okay. I would love to be able to use ODM gear in the way that they do in Attack on Titan.
I'll take it. It exists in the video game.
I have no use for it. There is nothing I could really do. But if I could use that and be as cool as that, swinging around, that would be really cool. I could be.
So for frame of
superhero.
reference, then to bring it back to a video game, would that be the
second
ODM
game.
gear? Yeah, in the second game, because
game.
mechanically it's much smoother.
Yes, and you actually have more control.
For the purpose
over
of
it.
the video game, it
Yeah.
makes you feel like that's how it would feel in real life.
Yes. Well, it's just one of the main differences from the first game to the second game is just that the first game doesn't really allow you to decide if you want to swing away from enemies. If you're locked into an enemy, any movement you do is always still targeting it. You can't just like, okay, I'm going to actually press this button now because I want to go away and then come back in.
Which you should, well, I don't know how physics work, but in real life you would hope that it's called omnidirectional gear because you have
omnidirectional.
you have an omnidirectional
I know that
sphere of movement.
I feel like that feels like a little bit of a boring response because obviously I just love Attack on Titan, so I'm going to pick something like that. But it's just like something that is really cool. Like I really wouldn't be useful.
Well, that's the kind of
if
thing.
I lived in a situation where there were Titans, I would want to be able to do that shit well.
I like the kind of abilities that you would definitely use on a day-to-day basis.
Because if you look at that equipment and you think, I'll give that a go, it would be fucking hard. I've got to make sure both these anchors go into something that's going to be able to propel me forward.
Well, you got to think, so
wouldn't be able
Attack
to
on
do
Titan
it.
works with like tall buildings. What happens when you're just like doing it around like a local village?
But even when they're like...
That's where skill comes in. You practice on the big
Even with with loads of trees around, you still have to aim it at a specific tree. Like the idea that you just like launch out and hope for the best is ridiculous.
That's why we can't all be Titans, lads. So you got to practice.
That's exactly why I'd want the gift, whatever the gift is. I would want it.
I think that is again in nature of the question. very, very applicable to video game abilities because there's so many things such as travel in video games, which we take for granted. And any video game which actually tries to do realistic running or realistic walking, everyone's like, this is really boring and slow.
Yeah.
And, there's no way Link would roll all over the place or Sonic would be able to sprint like this. But actually, they have to be exaggerated and excessive forms of mobility. Yeah, otherwise it's not fun to play at.
You want at least one ability.
Not playing The Sims, we have to wait half an hour for someone to walk across a map.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about The Sims. God. Can I go into like house creation mode at any point?
Save that for your second answer.
Yes, that's true. Oh my god, I would totally have that.
No, you've said your first answer.
What's yours, Jamie?
Well, I'll give you one of mine, and then you can dwell on your second answers. I don't know which one to bring up first because they kind of relate to what Robin has said and what you have said, Bindy.
Yeah.
I'll continue the train of thought from your question, which is
speed running your life.
Yeah, kind of. Not specific abilities. This is an ability which I maybe can't think of a specific game because loads of games handle this very differently and for good reason. But my ability, which is much more of a day-to-day, which I think I'll get a potential lot of use out, is I want to be able to hold my breath unlimited underwater.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is one of the first things I thought of. And then, frustratingly, when I was trying...
Is there a game where it is unlimited, though?
Plenty of games, yeah. Well, and so unfortunately, the two examples that come to mind... The first example of something I've been playing super recently and holds up is Sekiro.
Yeah.
Right.
Which has an underwater mechanic once you learn the technique. And there's areas in the game, because it's again with like the swinging mechanic, which is very Spider-Man, ODM gear, adds a lot of verticality to game design. The underwater ability to hold your breath actually means going, the opposite and kind of going underground and below and then having an exploration vertically and horizontal within that is only possible because you can just hold your breath and you get to these sunken ruins and there's all sorts of levels like that in games which I'm like, I don't feel pressure to keep going back up for air a la my worst example being Mario 64, which is a horrible death animation. Tomb Raider, horrible death animation.
That is literally the one I was thinking of straight away, Tomb Raider.
There's so many games which realistically portray swimming underwater for what it is, which is you run out of breath. But actually, and I should be able to think of more examples than Sekiro, and unfortunately I can't off the top of my head edit in other good examples. But the idea that you could just you go on holiday, go to the Great Barrier Reef, and then you just go under and you just
you can just explore. You don't have to worry about.
How about this?
Death.
I love the idea of finding.
I'll give you an example you'll like. What about going from Zelda again? The Zora's Mask from Majora's Mask, because
that's my.
Shut up! Shh. You didn't say.
Hold on to that question.
He didn't say that.
Cut to commercial. Cut to commercial.
I'll say it.
And now back from commercial. So, ignoring the thing that was...
Look, I thought you'd be interested in doing big farts.
Oh, God damn it. Cut to second commercial. Cut to second commercial. Anyway, so, broad strokes aside, the idea that in an everyday life, even if it's something stupid like, I'm going to go and sit in my bathtub and just... lie underwater and listen to.
Well, it's like it would be
just
like
submerge my head.
It would
go bloop, bloop, bloop.
It would be like being able to go into space without having to breathe because it's a whole world that you cannot explore.
Yeah.
Normally,
if you're assuming that with this like underwater ability you can withstand like water pressure, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That plus. I also realised, and this is why the way video games needs to play into it, visibility.
Yeah.
Because obviously, the further down you get, it just visibility goes. Water pressure would crush you. And you'd freeze to death. So that's why, in a practical sense, it needs to be a video game ability, because the games that let you breathe underwater do not give you any caveats.
Yeah.
Any ones that go, you need a health bar, or you'll react if the water's cold, so you can only go in it for like 5 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Any game that that just says you can hold your breath, like cleans the slate of any other kind of like caveat to it, and that's what I like. But like it is, because what is the Earth's 70%, 80% water, 70,
something like that. I know
it's
I
a lot,
am.
anyway.
Both as physical humans, but the Earth is a stupid amount of water, and the idea is like, right, I'm just going to go and spend a month now, just like swimming around
in the sea.
I mean,
just like on like a tent. I don't know. I'm just like, good night.
Good night. Under the sea. What did you do to make that voice?
No.
You like gurgled your throat to make it sound like you're underwater.
Do it.
No. To give a really specific example, watching Matt Berry and Rich Fulcher's Snuffbox recently, Rich does the voice where he kind of like is speaking, but he's gurgling his voice. But that's definitely post-production. I know, I can't.
Come on, do it.
I can't even
just
like
good night.
grr. Grr.
Nice.
Good night.
It was a good try.
Anyway, that would be my more practical day-to-day. It'd be cool to breathe underwater.
Yeah, that's
video
cool.
game ability.
Robin,
how's that given you time to consider this Sims debacle and or Minecraft ability?
As much as I like that idea, and it would be fantastic, like just in a living situation scenario, to be able to be like, I'm going into build mode, and I've got like this plot of land that is my house.
You just go around like punching buildings and like, I'm going to nick your bricks now.
Yeah, I just feel like there are too many variables for me to understand how that would work. It feels like it's cheating.
Even if it was just this house, and every time I was like, oh, I'm getting stressed with that, I just go, okay, I'm going into build mode. Everything comes out, like reset. But
I think that's this might not be anyone specific, but I think that's a good video game ability to have. Creation mode.
It is, but
I hate this wall. Pink, done.
It is, but in The Sims, you still have like a finite amount of like finances,
but not in Minecraft creative mode.
True.
So imagine it's more like that. To be honest, in real life.
I'd be really happy with just a good character creator. Just like
Robin loves, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that most makes Robin appreciate a video game is if in the first 10 seconds of him booting it up is the number of variations you can have for character variation of like eyebrow adjustments or ear size or.
And I could be just like, today I'm tall and green.
What was one of your favourite games recently? That you didn't even like get into the proper like fighting game mechanics of, but it was still really enjoyable.
Soul Calibur, I was playing recently.
He made some great people in there.
I've spent so much more time in the character creator than I have in the actual game.
That's super fun.
It's a good one.
So would you, if you had this ability, character creator, would that be for yourself? So every day you wake up and you get to redesign a little bit of yourself. How would it work practically?
Do I have to choose myself or other people? Because obviously, like messing around with other people, that's getting into some weird like territory there in terms of just ethics.
Well, then you are playing like a god sim.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's got to be yourself, because in a lot of games, you're creating a character that you then go on to roleplay.
I would get the most benefit out of it being...
You said I'll get the most Ben Affleck.
I get the most Ben Affleck out of that character creator.
All the time.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the character you then control.
Yeah. I'd be really happy.
You rock up for your job at a nursing home and you're a 12-foot orc.
Yeah.
Because you just felt like it.
Yeah, I'm really into this idea.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say, previous to when that came up, I was going to say the blink ability from
Dishonored?
Dishonored, yeah.
That's
cool. Because that's just a cool teleporting mechanic. But I think this beats it to be honest, a character creator that I can revisit whenever I want.
You know what? Today I'm just
good
make
fun.
my ears just a little bit pointed. See if anyone at the office notices.
Today I will be a ball.
Like, yeah, when we say character creator, I mean combining the best parts of every single character creator that ever there was into one ultimate thing. So basically, it's giving you the power of God to change anything and everything about your physical appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool.
We need to give that guy a discount on broccoli because he's a broccoli man.
Also, help, police!
I am the police now.
Why is that the place you'd go to, Broccoli Man? I mean, infinite
Has he brought this up
possibilities.
before?
No, it's just it's a weird place to go to.
Egg.
Egg Man.
Human egg.
Yep. Okay. It's all about food.
Well, let's try and bring him back to some sort of semblance. Belinda.
Okay. So I have 2 ideas. I think I'll do my special mention one first.
Yep.
Which is just the Bioshock thing of like, I'm going to inject myself and now I can fire bees at your face.
Yes. Oh my god, I want the bee
You just
power.
got like syringes of different abilities. Like,
Jamie, you said those reports would get done by 5. Well, you know, it's a little bit busy. And bees! Bees!
How are you going to talk to me when you got bees in your face?
I think, but just imagine in the office and like, oh shit, there's bees. Or like, I can't open the windows. He's done it again.
Someone's like,
Yeah.
Jamie hasn't actually done what he was supposed to do. Don't talk to him. He'll send bees. Send bees in your face.
Get fucking stuff. No, I don't. Just fucking shut up.
What other abilities are there? Like,
No, I just think bees. I
think that's the one you want from
just
that
throwing
game.
Bibles.
Name me another game. Okay, here you go, listeners, and in the chat. Name me another game, and I know there's a lot of cool variations like shooting lightning-based shurikens or like really quirky weapons. But has any other game other than Bioshock allowed you to use bees?
Bees
In some shape or form, like a pesticide swarm of illness which has like flies or insects. There's something about that which I think is quite useful.
well, you've got 2 games to do that.
That's quick.
One of them, you can use beehives in Breath of the Wild. But that's very
that's different.
like
You shoot them down
situational,
and
yeah.
then- It's not the same.
It's got to be like you
The
fire it from
kind
your body.
that you're thinking of is there's the
Projectile.
queen bee in a jar you can use in Dead Rising.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's different though because she causes the zombie's brains to explode through pheromones or some shit.
Yeah, but you still have
yeah.
a bee in the jar which you release.
Yeah.
Kind of the
counts.
same. Yeah.
More so than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, because
It's
that's just
got-
real bees that you shoot down and make angry. Anyone could actually do
That's
that.
yeah.
To be fair.
I could do
Like
that.
literally, I have a shotgun which, as I fire it, a bunch of bees with their stingers pointed outwards are bullets.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yes.
If anyone knows of anything like that, other than Bioshock, please let us know because I want to play that game.
In Bioshock Infinite, you don't have that ability, but you've got crows. And I understand intellectually that crows
are
probably
scarier than
have
bees.
more application than bees. But I don't want them. I want the
know.
bees.
I think
Bees are funnier and
Bees have more application.
But crows can
Fire
carry
your bee
more
gun
stuff.
at a bunch of
crows can
plants that
peck your eyes
need.
out.
Yeah, but fire your bee gun or your bee arm or whatever it is at a bunch of plants that need a little bit of, natural pollination.
Crows can do a lot of things that bees can't do. They're clever. They can solve puzzles. And they can talk in their
that's
creepy
true.
crow voices. Have you ever heard that?
All right, let's.
Have you ever seen a video of a
Can
crow
anybody
talking?
name a game where you can get a crow weapon and a bee weapon, and we should fight, and we need to work out what the ultimate power from
Crow
this is?
weapon.
They're
And
like,
a bee
that
weapon."
doesn't sound like a good idea,
I mean,
Jamie.
oh, I thought you meant like the crows from Dumbo with like hilarious racists.
Oh, no.
I've never seen this guy before.
I don't want to summon those guys.
Like the wind.
mean,
I
that-
would definitely... I'd take the bees. I just think...
I'd take the bees.
The crows would be more useful.
I mean, are we in agreement that, like, regardless of, like, ooh, I can breathe underwater, I can rebuild my house. Firing bees is the ultimate.
I mean, this was my special mention. This isn't even
You
the one I'm
can't-
Oh my
going
God,
with.
so you've still got your. Okay,
Yeah.
please
Well,
give us like.
yeah, but this is
what
very.
can trump this?
Well, this is the thing. It's not going to for you, but for me personally, it does. So, I'll give you an example of why this is a good one for me.
Okay.
So I often get the rage while I'm driving. You know, if someone does something to me, cut me up or whatever, and then they're like swearing at me through the window. My head. Oh my god. Oh no.
I'm definitely gonna bleep that.
Oh wow. Okay. Robin, no.
I'm definitely bleeping this whole thing.
Oh, for God's sake! Right, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. No, stop it! You need to stop. I'm moving on. So when that happens to me, oh, for God's sake! Oh man! Oh, Robin!
Sorry.
Oh God!
This whole segment's wasted. But carry on.
Oh, for God's sake!
Anyway,
I'm carrying on.
Commercial break.
So someone does that to me, for example. In my head, I imagine sending like a spirit of myself into like time stops. I send it like a thing, like a scary like image of me into their car, and I tell them about how much you don't want to. You know, you've really pissed me off.
You're fucked now.
Yeah, you're fucked now. And just really scare them. I don't do anything, but I scare them. And this comes down to my idea of like justice.
Okay.
And making bad people pay.
Spirit.
So this is why, for me, it would be having a persona and going into people's evil palaces in Persona 5.
Okay, there's the link.
Taking them down with my persona. Kicking their ass, making them repent.
So the scenario is you're driving along. It's a busy day. There's lots of traffic.
Yeah.
Someone pulls out and suddenly cuts you up, and the only reason there's space there is because you're being nice to the car in front and you don't want to tailgate.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they cut you up and
they're swearing.
And then you just go, right, that's it. And then suddenly you focus and it cuts to this persona. Yeah. And then it cuts to this dream world where your persona confronts their persona, and there's like an epic 2-hour battle, and then at the end of it it's like, never do that again. And so he cuts back to the real world and the guy just like pulls over and so like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's okay.
It's okay because I forgive you because bees!
Bees! Yeah, for the kill.
That guy has bees. I just got a persona.
Okay, I think all of these abilities
don't apologise
can be
to
enhanced.
me. Apologise to bees!
All these abilities can be enhanced if you can just add bees to the end of it.
Bees!
Do we get to have both of the abilities we've chosen today? Because how you combine them makes it extra fun.
Neither. I've not thought of mining like tangents, so I think that's
that's not fair. You don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that prize at the end of the podcast.
No, but it's you can absolutely have a preference within that. You know, do you value having something ungodly which makes you a superhero, or do you value make something really quite subtle that makes your day to day more manageable or interesting?
Or do you want to warp home as a broccoli man?
When you can blink.
For goodness sake.
You can blink home.
I'm a broccoli man.
So my second power, I wasn't expecting these to be as intertwined, but it shouldn't overly surprise me. Is also a Zelda power. And I really like the idea of having a bunch of masks which I can just whip on my face and totally transform my character for the appropriate
task.
Yeah. Anything from, as you mentioned before, if you ignored my underwater ability, I was like, oh shit, I need to swim from one island to another, or I can't be bothered to pay for airfare, therefore I'll swim from the UK to Ireland or whatever. Put on your Zora mask, boom, you suddenly have all these sweet, nifty abilities. You can do this, or I'm up hiking in the mountains. I'm like, oh, the path in front of us is blocked. Oh, we're going to die if we can't. Nope, Goro mask on. Bang!
Yeah.
Smash up the boulders. Goron save the day. Take it off. But then also place like day to day, like, oh, I just need to a little bit quicker at running. I'm going to just put on the bunny mask in. And now I'm at the shops. I feel it's got such like a variety.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of different
this is
situations.
obviously the mechanic comes from Majora's Mask, but it's tying in a little bit with maybe some of the ideas that Ocarina of Time kind of like brings up. But it's a general Zelda thing. But the idea that you just have I'm not thinking about the practicalities of how I'd store them all, because I don't want to be the creepy mask salesman, which Robin has previously dressed up as.
Yep.
For a birthday party.
Would you be more like the guy in Resident Evil and just have them inside?
Yeah, I'd literally open up my coat and just be like, oh, here we go, mask number 62.
Yeah, it does. It seems like it would be the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, maybe you have like, you can carry as many as you can fit in a bag.
Oh, for goodness sake. You didn't say, you should have said it again.
That's definitely picked up by the mic. Robin, please carry on. Save this podcast. This podcast is going downhill so quickly.
You can carry as many masks as you could like fit on your like you have to physically carry them. You don't have like a secret inventory.
No, so
how about that for a special ability?
So okay, yes. So like Pokeballs. Realistically, they only ever have however many they can fit around their belt, not like an unlimited library or whatever. But yeah, infinite storage.
Just an inventory screen you can go into.
See, these are things I didn't think of because they seem like in games there's such a like, oh yeah.
You take it for granted. Exactly. Can you imagine? Good. Can you imagine the day-to-day application? Oh, I'm just going to go to the shops. Oh, don't have a bag. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm just going to go to IKEA and buy a bunch of furniture. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Just going to walk home. Doop, doop. Oh, just going to buy 6 cars.
You just close your eyes, go into your inventory screen, and you're rearranging them so they're all slots.
Yeah, don't go. You have to like spend time doing that like Resi 4 briefcase kind of like Tetris style micromanagement of items.
Well, it depends on what your inventory's like. If your inventory's like Fallout, then it's just like pick it all up, pick it all up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I mean, there is a limit, but
though.
Yeah, but still, there's like a lot before you get encumbered.
Or encumbered, depending on what you've picked up.
Yeah.
Who invited this guy?
You could carry so much alcohol.
Oh my god, can you just imagine going to like a party and it's like beer, 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 beer. And then you can drink them at your leisure because they don't spoil when you're...
It's basically like having a Mary Poppins bag.
I mean, Mary Poppins is pretty Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is our live and breathe. That's my shout out to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I still haven't seen that one.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Not that I'm promoting Disney or they're my bosses.
Is it as good as Dick Van Dyke though?
No, but I can't tell if he's taking the piss or he genuinely also thinks that's a good Cockney accent.
The only thing I like about Mary Poppins is Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews.
Well, of course.
I hate everything else about that film.
One of them is in Mary Poppins Returns.
Whoa!
And on that note, this is the new segment of the Game Chaps podcast where we go to our Q&A.
Yeah!
Of the lovely questions you are...
So many, but we managed to pick one.
This week's question from Julie Andrews.
Sadly not, no. Please comment on this video or post on our social media, literally anything. We will answer anything. Which is why we're going to answer this question from Sexy Kitten 69.
That's definitely
asks, what's your favourite egg in video games?
Excellent question.
Thank you, Sexy Kitten 69. What's your favourite egg in video games? Robin, you had an immediate answer for this. I've got my backup.
I mean,
Bindy looks confused as fuck because she's going, sorry, what is this? Eggs?
There are very few bad options of the many, many choices available to us.
Oh my god.
I would like to put my vote in for the Birdo egg.
Oh, the one that gets fired at you and you have to jump on it in Super Mario 2?
Yes.
And, no, you have to jump on it and then pick it up and then throw it back at the bitch.
Yeah. Because there's something about... I guess it's just the feel of it because of the way that game is and the sound effects and stuff, and the fact that Birdo can just fire eggs at you from her face.
Great.
So I like that egg.
My egg is any egg from Resident Evil games. They're really satisfying to throw. They do fuck all, and they take up the same inventory space as like a rocket launcher.
I feel like... Does anyone remember the Gremlins game?
No.
I feel like they came out of eggs.
What platform was this on? What was this? An early 90s game?
Yeah,
late 80s?
I just played it on my on my PC. And it made me really sad because you have to look after them in the same way that you look after like a Tamagotchi, and they always died and it made me really sad.
Tamagotchi.
But I feel like they came out of eggs, and I don't know if that's true, but in my head I've got...
They do in real life.
Do they?
Well, in the film.
Do they?
Yeah.
Gremlins?
Yeah.
I don't remember them hatching.
Of course they do.
Well, if they feed after midnight, they go into a egg pod thing.
Oh.
Before they turn into...
I feel like we watched that recently. Did we watch it over Christmas?
Maybe.
But
I wouldn't have watched it with anybody else other than you.
I remember that it's like makes me feel warm, like the feeling of it coming out the egg, but I don't know if it is actually that game. I could be totally making that up.
That's a good...
I mean, it sounds like a good egg.
It just made me happy.
Sounds like an excellent answer. Thank you, Sexy Kitten 69. That was actually and there is a video game as well. That is a great question.
Also,
who doesn't love eggs?
The many giant eggs from Billy Hatcher.
You only get one answer.
Also,
the
secret eggs. Easter eggs from Banjo-Kazooie.
Shut up, you've had too many answers.
The shop and swap eggs.
Thank you so much for listening to...
Also Yoshi eggs, because they're different colours.
Racist.
Oh dear.
Thank you so much for listening to the
also
Game
from Banjo-Kazooie.
Shut up!
The different eggs you can fire in Banjo-Tooie. There's loads of them.
Shut up. It's the same egg.
It's not.
It's the same egg.
Some of them are grenades.
Holes.
Some of them are fire.
It comes up.
There are ice eggs. That's what I said. Thank you for listening to this slightly chaotic Game Chaps podcast. We really, really appreciate all of your support. If you've enjoyed listening to this, please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, to our YouTube channel. We also have followings on the Twitters, the Instagrams. We do a bit of Twitch.
We dabble.
All the information to those are in the video description. Please follow us. And most importantly, give us your suggestions of topics for future podcasts for your favourite types of egg. Or any questions you want to ask us. Any questions at all. This is the place. And every podcast will hopefully be able to answer wonderful questions such as Sexy Kittens 69. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
Do you remember when...
No.